The first trailer for Dune Prophecy on Max has been released online, and it gives us some great looking footage from the first spin-off in Denis Villeneuve's science fiction saga. The trailer only gives us a bit of story, but it also provides some stunning imagery and first looks at characters from the new series. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you my reaction and breakdown for the Dune Prophecy trailer, discussing why it looks like a solid new entry in Villeneuve's Dune universe. The teaser trailer will also be linked in the description of this video if you haven't seen it already. Before I get into it though, if you want to keep up to date on any of my content surrounding Dune Prophecy, Part 2, Messiah, and beyond, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating and subscribing to the channel. But without further ado, let's dive into the first trailer for Dune Prophecy. So the teaser trailer for Dune Prophecy gives us a great first look at what we're going to be getting in the first TV spin-off of Denis Villeneuve's science fiction saga. Originally titled Dune the Sisterhood, the show has since gone through some creative changes, with Denis Villeneuve stepping down as the showrunner to focus on his theatrical trilogy. However, the studio was determined to make both the show and the movie coexist in the same universe. It's clear that it also hasn't been an easy ride for the cast and crew, with previous director Johan Rennick and star Shirley Henderson leaving the project in the past. But as the original title suggests, Dune Prophecy will delve into the Bene Gesserit, a powerful matriarchal society with extraordinary abilities to shape politics and society across the galaxy. Working from the shadows, they protect the future from devastation by influencing key decisions. The Max series will primarily follow the Harkonnen family and the women who founded the Bene Gesserit, and although it takes place 10,000 years before the birth of Paul Atreides, there are still familiar house names included from the original Dune story, like the Atreides and the Harkonnens. Frank Herbert's son Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson crafted a thrilling prequel novel called The Sisterhood of Dune, which was set after the Butlerian Jihad, a massive war that wiped out all computers and thinking machines. The story explored the aftermath and the rise of the Butlerian movement, an anti-technology group. Meanwhile, the Harkonnen family fights to reclaim their lost glory. Olivia Williams, who previously starred in The Crown, plays a lead role in Tula Harkonnen. Tula is an early member of House Harkonnen who murdered her husband, Ori Atreides, on her wedding night. And then there's Emily Watson of Chernobyl, who's playing Tula's older sister, Mother Superior Valia Harkonnen, the second Reverend Mother Superior of the Bene Gesserit Order. Moving on, there's also Mark Strong as Emperor Javico Carino, a character described as a man from a great line of wartime emperors called upon to govern the Imperium and manage a fragile peace. Something to note about Dune Prophecy is that from what we already know, the show is going to be based on the events of the Sisterhood of Dune book, but it will also be taken in its own direction too. It's inspired by the book and there is more creative freedom, so we would expect the show to expand on the Bene Gesserit and how their sisterhood was established in a slightly different way, while still bringing elements to screen from the Sisterhood of Dune novel. Much of this first teaser gave us early looks at the characters, a sense of the scope, and the various vistas that are going to be on screen. Despite being a prequel taking place thousands of years prior to the main Dune storyline, the Prophecy trailer showcases various elements that fans of the cinematic universe will recognise. From the presence of the Bene Gesserit and the Harkonnens to the depiction of different facets of Arrakis society, there are plenty of familiar sights. The futuristic black spacecraft echoes designs from previous Dune films, while a scene featuring characters battling with bod shields harkens back to Denis Villeneuve's adaptations. But the most important aspect of the first teaser is setting up the context in which this show stems from. We see the beginnings of the Bene Gesserit as they start wielding their incredible influence throughout the Imperium, assigned to the Great Houses to help them sift truth from lies and establish the Order's breeding program. We see footage of the Order's members seducing those of the Great Houses, and even standing at the side of leaders as truthsayers. And the very final shot of Valia Harkonnen sat on Carino's throne saying sisterhood above all symbolises exactly what they intend to achieve through their plans. Coming back to the original storyline of this show, Valia entered the Sisterhood of Rozak at a young age and demonstrated unwavering loyalty and exceptional skills. Eventually, she rose to become the inaugural Mother Superior of the organization after its transformation into the Bene Gesserit. Valia's sister Tula, who makes a brief appearance in this trailer, carried out questionable actions against the members of House Atreides at Valia's request, as she holds them responsible for the downfall of their family. And Valia is characterized by her preference for taking action over making threats. This is what forms their path to build the Sisterhood. It's known that Valia's influence would extend far beyond, moulding the contemporary essence of the Sisterhood. This includes the voice which we see Paul Atreides learn to use in the initial movie. And meanwhile, Tula Harkonnen, the younger sibling, collaborates with her sister to seek retribution and advance the Bene Gesserit's cause. We hear Valia mention in the trailer that they created a network throughout the Imperium, but that their power comes with a price. So we expect that we are going to get the ramifications of their schemes as well, seeing the Order judged for essentially playing God. And of course, knowing where it leads with Paul Atreides in the main Dune films makes it even more intriguing. And there's also the involvement of some other crucial characters in this story too. Valia says in the trailer that nothing is more important than having a sister of the Bene Gesserit on the throne, and we see that take place with footage of Sarah Sophie Buznina as Princess Yinez, a young princess dealing with her responsibility as heir to the Golden Lion throne. Her mother was Empress Natalia, a royal that united thousands in her marriage to Emperor Corino, who we do see in this footage too. And speaking of Javico Corino, he is a wartime emperor called to govern the Imperium and manage in a delicate time. We see him greeting what looks like Travis Fimmell's Desmond Hart, a soldier with a mysterious past who seeks the Emperor's trust at the expense of the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. We also see Chris Mason as Kieran Atreides, a swordmaster whose ambition to live up to his family name is disrupted when he forms an unexpected connection to a member of the royal family. There are some extra things to note, like a shot showing the beginning of the Sardaukar forces, and there's also a woman who is either taking part in a ritual such as the Water of Life ceremony, or instead giving birth to a child. While there might not be loads on show to break down, it does give us a hint of what this series is going to be exploring with the Sisterhood and how they plan to set in motion the prophecy of the Kwisatz Haderach. We're essentially going to learn about the Bene Gesserit's early traditions, practices, and how their network evolved as they instituted relationships with the Great Houses. So now that I've talked a little bit about the setup of the series and what was on show in this footage, what did I think of the first trailer for Dune Prophecy? Well, I thought it was a solid first look at the Max series, and it definitely gives me some Game of Thrones vibes in the many locations, groups of characters, and the focus on power and secrets. I will say though, as a massive fan of the films, I'm still not 100% sold on it, because there have been many problems behind the scenes and people exiting the production. But I do think it shows promise with the footage we got in this first look. The Bene Gesserit have always been fascinating to me, and focusing a series around that powerful order of women seemed not only relevant, but it provides a dynamic setting for a TV series. Showing the early formation of the Bene Gesserit and the Harkonnen sisters' rise to power within the Sisterhood can provide a very complex base for the show, and one that can become more fascinating as the episodes come and go. Both Valia and Tula really do some formidable things when it comes to both the Atreides and Harkonnen bloodlines, and they really establish power and service to the Landsraad, which set in motion everything we know about the Bene Gesserit. Being able to show that story 10,000 years before Paul Atreides allows the series to feel like its own thing, yet also feel deeply connected at the same time. And you definitely get a sense that they are partially marketing it as its own thing, with a big change to the Dune logo and the style of trailer we did get. I also loved the focus on the elements at the end of the trailer, showing fire, ice and water themed environments to new letters of the Dune logo. It gives the show this feeling of expansion and promises that we are going to be moving around beyond the deserts of Arrakis. The filmmaking on show also looks as grand as we would expect a Dune show to be, and I thought the cinematography and twisty visuals displayed primarily showed that. It all sounds and looks like a very interesting storyline with intriguing characters to approach, approach, one that will really broaden the viewer's knowledge on how this secret organisation became so powerful and developed the abilities that help to construct a path for the future. With it being a HBO show and including some very talented crew, I expect it to be another well-made installment in the Dune universe, and hopefully it can act as a great spin-off that is able to exceed what we expected from it, especially with the known problems it has faced behind the scenes. But that was my video discussing my thoughts and breaking down the new official trailer for Dune Prophecy. I will be doing much more videos during the build up to the show, including any new footage, images or updates from the upcoming series. But if you've already seen the trailer for Dune Prophecy, let me know down below in the comment section what you thought of the first footage, alongside whether it gets you excited for what's in store. For much more videos and news on Denis Villeneuve's Dune universe, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.